Today I'm going to teach you how to play Master of Puppets, and this is one of Metallica's most famous songs ever. And you should definitely learn how to play it. So, first it starts out on this chord with power chord, first finger on the 7th fret of the A string, but you're going to hit the E string with that. And these are short notes. And then do a power chord on the 5th fret of the A string, go down a half step, and then another half step. That's 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, and then let the 3rd fret chord ring out. So it's like this. And those last 3 chords, they don't have an E string. And then that's like the intro. It's not really part of this next little riff. And this is the beginning of, we'll call this the intro riff. That's 2 palm muted E strings, 7th fret of the A string, then 2 more E strings, 6th fret of the A string, and then 2 more E string, and then go to these 3 chords again, which is a 5th fret power chord, 4th fret, 3rd fret, and then do open E string twice. This is all palm muted. 7th fret of the E string, 2 more E strings, 6th fret, 2 more E strings, 5th fret, and this time you're only going to do 1 E string after each of these notes. So that's open E string, then 4th fret, 1 E string, 3rd fret, open E string, 2nd fret, open E string, then 1st fret, and then you're going to go back to the beginning of that riff. And then you do that whole thing 4 times. So altogether it sounds like this. And then after the 4th time, when you go down to this 1st fret, you're going to go into what we'll call riff A. That's open E string, then the 1st fret of the E string. And all these notes after this, they're going to have the open E string and then the 1st fret of the E string before them. And then palm muted. And then unpalm muted 2nd fret of the A string. Then do that again. Then 3rd fret, 4th fret, back to the 3rd fret. And then this time when you go to the 2nd fret, you're going to do it twice. And then do the 2nd fret again. And then go up to the 3rd fret. And then here you can just do 2 palm muted E strings. It's a 5th power chord with your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. Slide down a half step with an E string in between all those. And you do that chord thing 3 times. So together it sounds like this. And then you're going to do that whole thing, riff A, again. And then you're going to go into the main riff, which is going to be mostly after every chorus. And that is the whole riff we just played. But after you hit that last 3rd fret, you're going to keep going to the 4th fret, then back to the 3rd fret, and then you're going to do a power chord with your first finger on the second fret of the A string. So that sounds like this. And then you're going to do the whole thing all over again, like it's riff A. So slow altogether, that sounds like this. And then 3 of those chords, and then do that whole thing all over again. And then on this last time, you're going to do a couple more slides, power chord slides. And then everything's going to go quiet for a second while one guitar does this. That's first finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and then middle finger on the 8th fret of the D string. And just go down that chord to the E string. And do that a couple times. End on the 8th fret. Do a vibrato. Then this part is the verse. It's pretty straightforward. You start off with 9 palm muted low E strings, and then you're going to do a slide from the 3rd fret power chord, slide up to the 5th fret, and then slide down from the 6th fret to the 5th fret, and then 3rd fret to the 5th fret. It sounds like this. And then do 9 more low E strings. That's just a slide from the 3rd fret of the E string, power chord of course, up to the 5th fret, and twice. And you can put a palm muted low E string in between that, so it sounds like this. And then you do that 2 times, that verse 2 times, and then after the second time, James Hetfield will start singing, and then you do that 2 more times with the singing. And then you go into the second part of the verse. Exactly the same, except you're going to start on the 2nd fret of the E string, palm muted, 9 hits. And that is a power chord with your first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. But you're going to start out with keeping your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string and open A string, and hammer on to the 2nd fret. So that's, and then slide down from the 3rd fret, and then open to 2nd fret again. And then you do that twice. You do that whole verse twice, I mean. And then you're going to do a perfect power chord. That just means you put your pinky down also on the G string, 2nd fret, A string power chord. Hit it a couple times, and then it goes into the pre-chorus, which I'll show you in the next video.